When I first joined LimeLight, I was just a sponge. I went into my green room and went into the resources, studied the product guide. I didn't have any of the products, so I couldn't fall back on my experience of it, but what I did was study all of the things that our products help and study the ingredients, and I really made sure to just get to know that stuff because I knew that people weren't familiar with LimeLight, and I knew I would get the questions. You know, what are these products? What do they help? What's in them? So I made sure to know my stuff to a T. And then what I did was picked out the top 5 products that I was most excited about. And that's what I started sharing over and over and over. I went live on Facebook and I said, I'm so excited to try the skin polish. I know it smells amazing. Everyone's been talking about it. And I did that with 5 products. And those 5 products are what my network started buying right away before I even could, send samples or do a party or anything like that. Just because I was excited about them, they were excited about them too.
Really dig in at night before you go to bed or in the car ride or line. Start learning about our products and what makes them different. LimeLight products are professional grade and they're different than anything else that you're going to see on the market. So you really need to know what sets them apart from everything else. And that way you can convey that to your customers and your potentials on just how amazing these products are and make them realize that they don't just want these products, that they need them.
First 10 days you're kind of learning about company culture, the ins and outs, how we do things, how we operate differently as a LimeLight company versus anything else.
It's very important to start learning the products and just read the product manual and try to get as much out of that as you possibly can.
When you start a business, you need to open your storefront every single day. You would not open up a store on Main Street and say friends and family only. You want to open it up to everybody, and social media is huge. I have met new customers all over the United States, people from other countries wanting to buy LimeLight. Open your store every single day.
Let your network know that you have become a beauty guide with LimeLight by Alcone. The most important thing is to be active every month. You want to focus on your first level of the comp plan, which is becoming a beauty guide, so you need your $1,000 in sales. Those are the first 3 main goals that I have them focus on to keep it simple.
The first thing I did to jumpstart my business was I made a very large, big announcement on my Facebook.
People want to know what sets you apart from everyone else selling the same products. They want to feel connected to you. They're not just connecting to these products, they're connecting to you. So go live, tell your why, and let people know what makes you special, in this business.
Whenever I first started, I, did Facebook Live every single day. Immediately started putting it out there through lives because, other direct selling companies out there will tell you to just automatically start messaging everyone on your friends list, but there's not really any real relationships built there. So through Facebook Live, you are really able to connect with people, just show them what the opportunity and the products do. So that way, they can decide for themselves if they really, want to pursue the opportunity or try the product.
Tip number 1 is you have to take some time to plan it out. Think about what you're gonna do. If you just get up and you're being reactive every day, you're really not getting anything accomplished. As crazy as it may sound, do put your phone down sometime.
I sat down and I put together a list of friends and family who I wanted to invite to my launch party.
I invited everyone I knew. There were about 35 people there. And I remember being just so incredibly nervous. I did not know how to do makeup. My friends were coming, and all I knew was that I had a product that I needed to share with them, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. And we had so much fun. We just played with makeup.
I find that when you do home parties and launch parties, that the larger they are, the less interaction you have. And so I wanted to have maybe 5 to 7 people. So I did family and friends, and then I did neighbors, and then I did a client launch party as well. So I had 3 launch parties.
My first home party, I invited all my family and friends. They were super curious about what I was doing. It was awesome. They came, I had maybe 20 or 30 people come. It was completely overwhelming, and I was like, I am so great at this. I'm gonna rock at this. I'm just gonna do this once a month, and I'm gonna make all this money. It's gonna be great. So the next month, I set up my whole party, invited all of the people. I made a gallon of martini, and nobody came. And it was just me and those martinis. And I realized that this was actually going to be some kind of work. I couldn't just show up one day a month. I had to figure out a way to be consistent.
My first launch party was actually a vendor event because I very much like vendor events, and I really think that that was the way to spread the word about LimeLight. to your local community.
Is a twofold type thing. I like to guide my girls into doing a lot of online type parties or in-home parties in their first 30 days for other hostesses to build their network, build their team.
We did makeovers. That is really what got people excited about LimeLight, is actually seeing the products in person, trying them on, seeing their before and after photos.
I definitely just flew by the seat of my pants. There wasn't really any protocol or anything. I was just very excited to get these products into people's hands because as a makeup artist, I knew how great this makeup was. And as an esthetician, I saw how effective the skincare was. So I just couldn't wait to show people what I had.
The secret sauce is to use your catalog as your script. To not feel like you have to have things memorized, to not feel like you have to know every ingredient or how things work and how to answer every question. I open them up because when people see a closed book, they just look at it. But when they see an open book, they flip through it. I sit down with them, I open the catalog, and I tell them, I'm gonna go through this with you and just explain the products to you. Even though I've been doing this for over 2 years now and I could probably do it with my eyes shut, that still gives me the security to know I'm not missing anything. I encourage them, go along with me, follow along, ask me questions when you have questions. And I never have to worry about having a script prepared, and that makes it easy.
I definitely reached out to family and friends first. I wrote an email. I remember writing an email saying how excited I was. The excitement, the fear, the everything from Alcone and what they were all about to why I got involved in something that I've never ever done before in my life. Just doing that initial launch party is really what got everything rolling for me. And once the makeup got on one person, there was such a domino effect of people referring me to other people because they just kept getting compliments on how beautiful they look.
I do think that you should have some systems in place as far as being able to document what your customers are purchasing and how and when to follow up with them.
Referrals are huge. I think that we're all going to have those instant supporters, right? You're going to have your friends and your family, and you're going to have those people that directly really know you well enough. You believe in something, they're going to want to be a part of that. But there are so many more people that you can reach out to that have that, maybe that common thread. Who in your family, who are your friends, who do you work with that would want to know more about it, whether it is the opportunity or the product? And I think that's huge, and that's something that I've always been really passionate about.
I made a list. Who all do I want to invite on this journey with me? I thought of business women that I know. I thought of really good friends that I thought would be good at it, makeup artists that I know that I thought would be really good in this business, in this industry.
If I had a friend that loved what I was doing and loved our products, I would ask them to refer me to at least 5 more friends that they thought I could help. Getting your network involved with helping you succeed, your friends really want to help you, but if you don't ask for what you need and what you want, you're never gonna get it.
When I first started, I was really worried about actually using all LimeLight all the time. It was kind of scary because in the makeup industry, you know, people look at you and they look at your kit and they're like, are you using a little bit of everything? Are you using the products to use? And so for me to transition into LimeLight full-time was a jump, but it's really what made it work because people saw that I trusted this brand enough to use on set. For our makeup to look so beautiful on a red carpet was really what catapulted people to trust, at least in my network, people to trust the product a bit more. They're like, if it can work in this lighting situation, it's gonna work for me every day, whether it's for a wedding, whether it's in public, whether it's in person. Really, it was just trusting the brand enough to just carry that brand in my kit and maybe just a couple extra favorites, but not using all the crutches that I grew up with in the industry that people told me I had to use, and really just relying on what I loved about LimeLight and the reason why I'm a beauty guide with them in the first place. That's really what caught everybody's attention.
So the next 30 days is really, for me, about building your customer base. I think it's a huge thing to start building a customer base right off the bat. These are consumable products. If you've got a good customer base, you're constantly gaining sales every single month. You're holding your first event, party, maybe it's online, maybe it's in person. I prefer in-person things. I love house parties. And you're building those relationships. I mean, this business is truly sustainable if you have great personal relationships with your customers. You're really ramping up your social media at this point because in the end, that's where you're gonna really expand your network. I mean, as much as I love the person-to-person, and I never ever lose that in my business, I think it's super important to keep that because you're gaining then customers for life. Social media is a way for you to really expand your network tenfold, 100-fold, that you cannot do belly to belly.
I really shared pictures of my friends. I hadn't tried the products yet, and I didn't have any pictures of me, but I wanted to share people that I knew. Asked my friends, can I use your before and after pictures? And I tagged them on Facebook to let them know these are real, actual people with results, not just corporate sponsored pictures. In doing that, I shared a variety of friends. People want to see different skin tones, different hair colors. They want to be able to visualize what it would look like on them.
For YouTube specifically, I'd say get yourself prepared ahead of time. Lay out all of your stuff. Make sure that you have a nice looking background. You can have decorations in it and stuff, but just make sure it looks nice and clean.
Really am completely social media. I think with my generation, I'm younger, and growing up, social media has taken over the world, and you can use it in a good way or a bad way. And I think when you use it in such a positive light, it's really powerful. And when you can inspire people through social media, people see that and they're attracted to that. So not only is that how I sponsor people, but that's also how I get sales. People want to purchase from me because I'm sharing, and they see who I am, and they trust me, they believe in me because I'm always myself on Facebook.
Something that I can contribute a lot of my success to is being vulnerable, being real, and being unapologetically myself every single day.
By really being myself and being vulnerable and opening up to my network and showing that I'm a real person, I'm no one you have to look up to, I'm just like you. Having my dogs in the video, looking a hot mess express on Facebook, it makes people relate to me, and it makes them understand that you can truly love yourself at all versions of yourself.
A lot of times entrepreneurs will have dips in their business where they don't feel at the top of their game, and that's natural and that's normal, and a lot of people don't recognize that it's normal. That success is not linear. You're going to go through dips, you're going to go through struggles. It's finding your way through, and that dedication, determination, and discipline that gets you there. But when you're having a dip, it's about understanding and recognizing that it is normal. It's part of the process, and there's a blessing and there's a lesson in all of it. And when you learn to recognize those things and find the blessing, find the lesson, what am I doing that's not bringing me out of it? What can I do to control it? What is this teaching me right now? That's how you grow.